All right, in case you forgot, you have a quiz over topic 1 and topic 2. Your quiz is tomorrow. That's Friday the 22nd is when your quiz is. Topic 1 and topic 2. Your earbud should be away. Your cell phone should be away. Okay? All right, this right here says y equals the square root of x. This is called my parent function. Does anybody remember how we know something is a parent function? It's what? It's the original, which means it has no transformations. Good job. So my parent function is the original. If you want to write it, it has no transformations, meaning it's not moving. So if a graph is not moving, where should it start? At 0, 0, the origin. Very good. Okay. So we know that y equals the square root of x. So in order to find my parent points, I need to find the square root of x. What is the square root of 0? 0, thank you. What's the square root of 1? 1. What's the square root of 4? 2. And what's the square root of 9? 3. Take about 15 seconds and go put those points on your graph. It is a square root function. So as we saw the past few days, it will have a starting point. It will have a slight curve with an arrow. If your graphs do not have arrows this semester, I'm taking points off. You have to have an arrow on a graph. It tells me it keeps going, okay? If you turn it sideways, it should look like half of a parabola. Okay, that's kind of how you can judge, did you draw it right? It should look like half of a parabola. We'll figure out why in topic 4, okay? Now, I told you the other day that some people call it a vertex, some people call it the start point. So if you want to write start on top of it, write that. Where does this graph start? 0, 0, very good. Okay, so it starts at 0, 0. What is the x-intercept? I better have 2 numbers, 0, 0. What's my y-intercept? 0, 0. What is my domain? What does it start with on the left side? 0, bracket or parenthesis? A bracket. All the way to what? It goes to infinity. Is it positive or negative? Why? Because it's pointing to the right. Very good answers. My range, where's the bottom of my graph? At 0, and it goes all the way to infinity. Positive or negative? Why? Because it's pointing up. Very good. Okay. Let's see if you were listening. Why do all of these attributes have a 0 in them? There are no transformations. It's where every graph starts, the origin of 0, 0. Okay? So every graph is going to start with these points that have to do with a square root. Let's go do one problem together. So this problem says y equals 2, the square root of x plus 3. First thing we need to do is write our transformations. What does a 2 in the very front mean? A vertical stretch by 2. Write that down. Is that plus 3 on the inside or the outside? How do you know it's on the inside? It's under the radical. And remember, I said yesterday, if you needed to, you could kind of make this a rectangle where that box ends, and that's everything inside. So if I have a +3 inside, how does it move? Left 3, very good. Okay, so let's fill out our table. My parent points again, if I forget them, are the square root of x. So the square root of 0, the square root of 1, the square root of 4, and the square root of 9. My first transformation has to go from left to right. You got to do what transformation you see first. My first transformation is this vertical stretch by 2. Vertical, is that an x movement or a y movement? And what am I going to do to all these y values? Multiply by 2, very good. So multiply your y values by 2. 0 times 2, 1 times 2, 2 times 2, and 3 times 2. My next transformation says left 3. Is that an x value or a y value? And what am I actually doing if I move left 3? I am subtracting 3. 0 minus 3. 1 minus 3. 4 minus 3. And 9 minus 3. Okay? Make sure that you are starting with your x and subtracting 3. You don't want to go the other way. What points do I put on my graph? The outside points. Take about 30 seconds and go get those points plotted on your graph, please. If you did not fill in a table, well, on your quiz tomorrow, you're going to lose a lot of points. That table itself is worth 15 points. You have to have the table filled out. I had a starting point, and I have to have an arrow. Why does it look like my graph got taller? Because it had a vertical stretch. Very good. Let's go fill out my information. I can call it a vertex or I can call it a start point. What is that point going to be? -3, 0. Put the chair on the ground. Thank you. What's my x-intercept? -3, 0. Very good. About what is my y-intercept? About 3.2, 3.5. It is not on the 4. How do I know it's not on the 4? Because look right here. My 4 is at the 1, not at the 0. So you gotta be careful, okay? I'll take 3.2, 3.5. I'll take any of those numbers. My domain, what's the furthest left my domain goes? -3, and where does it go to? Infinity, very good. What about my range? 0 to infinity, very good. Okay. Is it coming back to us? We've done this before, yes, just with different parent function. Okay. Here's 2 things. Number 1, today in class, you're going to finish the last 6 graphs. Okay. At the bottom, it asks you 5 questions, and you're going to need this equation. So either at the top or on the back, write this equation down. Y equals A square root B times X minus C plus D. That A, B, C, D, remember, is just a placeholder. So for example, if I asked you, what would happen if I had a -D value? So if this was negative, what would you tell me was happening to your graph? It would be moving down. Very good. Okay, so that's what the last 5 questions ask you. So in class today, this paper, I need to see it finished. Your only homework is a quizzes, and I will write the quizzes code up here. I'd write it on your paper. Almost everybody has been able to do both things in class today. If you finish both things, let me see it so I can write your grade down. Peyton, you need one of those? Put it away. That's your only warning. This code is in the topic 2 folder, so you may either type in that topic 2 code or you may go to the Schoology folder and click on it. It is due before I go to sleep tonight, which is about 10 p.m. So make sure it's done before 10 p.m. tonight. I don't know. Last night I went to bed at 8:45. I was super tired, so might stink if you don't get it done before then. Okay. All right, here we go. That's your work today. This page and then this quizzes. If you finish this quizzes in class, show me. Some of you have already finished it, so I will go look those grades up real quick and let you know. Okay. Questions?